The teen is walking out of the store with a small paper bag in his hand when the cop blocks the doorway with one arm. Stop right there. The officer says loud enough for every shopper and cashier to turn and look. The boy, 16, tall, skinny, hoodie on, earbud still in, freezes. He pulls one earbud out. Sir, you think I didn't see you stuff that in your sleeve? The cop says, stepping forward. The kid blinks, genuinely lost. Stuff what? I paid. Don't lie to me. The officer snaps, already reaching for his wrists. The crowd stiffens. Phones start rising. The cashier tries to speak. Officer, I rang him up. The cop cuts her off with a single gesture. Ma'am, step back. His voice is sharp, not professional sharp, ego sharp, the kind that tastes like he's enjoying this. He slaps cuffs onto the teen right at the automatic doors. The boy's face flushes, not fear, humiliation. I didn't steal anything, he says, louder this time, because the group of onlookers is doubled and the lenses look like guns. Sure, the cop smirks. You can explain that downtown. He drags him forward. The paper bag hits the floor. Inside is a single purchase phone case and a printed receipt. The cashier tries again, more desperate. He paid for that. I scan it myself. I said, step back. The cop barks again without turning. Someone in the crowd mutters, that's messed up, man. Another, he literally has a receipt. Why are you still cuffing him? But the cop's chest is inflated on principle now. Authority is a drug, and he is high. He marches the teen outside toward the patrol car, one hand gripping the chain between the cuffs. The teen keeps repeating under his breath, I paid, I paid, I paid. The cop opens the back door and pushes him like trash into a bin. Then, instead of leaving, he pulls out his radio and announces loudly like he wants everyone to hear. Shoplifting suspect detained. Transporting. The cashiers at the window visibly deflate, powerless to stop it. Inside the car, the teen's breaths are loud and uneven. He stares at the metal grate, forcing down the panic. I didn't steal, he whispers to himself like if he stops saying it, it becomes true that he did. Then, he speaks without looking up. You're making a mistake. The cop scoffs. Yeah, because you're innocent. No, the boy says quietly, because you just arrested the wrong student. The officer laughs once, actually laughs. Yeah, and who exactly are you? The teen doesn't answer. The cop shakes his head, shuts the door, and walks around to the driver's seat. Before he can climb in, he notices something. People aren't dispersing. They're still filming, still staring. And one woman, in a business suit, is already dialing someone, whispering fast like she's reporting a bomb threat, not a shoplifting claim. The doors lock. The world goes silent inside the cage. The car pulls off. The boy closes his eyes and leans his head back. He knows what's coming, not for him, for the officer. 10 minutes later, at the precinct garage, the officer parks and radios in again, bringing in one juvenile. He opens the back door and yanks the teen out by the arm. They walk past other officers and receptionists. A few glances away, but look away fast. They assume it's routine. He sits the boy on a bench, still cuffed. Sit tight, he says. You'll talk when I say you talk. He leaves him alone. 2 minutes pass. 5, 10. The building door swings open with force. In walks a man in a gray overcoat, flanked by 2 captains who follow one step behind like shadows. Every officer in the room stiffens and straightens their posture. The receptionist speaks first, voice shaking. Commissioner, sir. The police commissioner does not answer. He does not look left or right. He walks straight to the bench, where the teen sits cuffed. The officers in the room go still. The commissioner kneels, places one hand on the boy's shoulder, and says without raising his voice, Son, what happened? All breathing in the room stops. The boy, whose eyes have been dry until now, finally exhales. Before he can speak, the arresting officer re-enters, casual, unaware, mid-sentence. Commissioner, I didn't know you were. His sentence dies. He sees the cuffed teen. He sees the commissioner's hand on the boy's shoulder. He goes pale. The commissioner rises to full height, slow, deliberate. He turns to face the arresting officer. His voice is calm, but the room feels like glass suspended over concrete. He asks only one sentence. "Why is my son in chains?" The cop tries to form words. "Sir, there was store theft, probable cause." The commissioner doesn't blink. He doesn't move. He just asks, even softer, "Did you verify?" The cop swallows. I observed." The commissioner cuts him with a single sentence. "You observed the black minor and assumed a crime." The entire room is now a graveyard, and the officer knows he is not just wrong. He is already finished. The commissioner keeps his eyes on the arresting officer, not shouting, not emotional, the kind of calm that means someone is about to lose their career in real time. "Uncuff him," the commissioner says. The officer hesitates for half a second, which is a mistake. The commissioner's jaw tightens. That was not a suggestion. Hands suddenly shake as the cop unlocks the cuffs and steps back. The boy rubs his wrist but says nothing. The commissioner gestures to a desk sergeant nearby. "Retrieve the store footage and the cashier statement. Now." 2 officers rush. He turns back to the arresting officer. "While they do that, explain to me your basis for the arrest." "I saw concealment under his sleeve, sir. He removed an item from a shelf." "What item?" the commissioner asks, flat. "A phone case." "And did you verify payment?" The cashier tried to speak, but you silence her." The commissioner finishes. He glances around the room. Not yelling, just narrating the failure aloud so every ear hears the indictment. "So, a cashier reports legal purchase. A paid item is in a bag. A receipt is visible, and you still cuff him in front of witnesses, without verification." He lets the silence hang. "You did not arrest a suspect," the commissioner says. "You arrested a profile." The room vibrates with that sentence. Just then, the sergeant returns, tablet in hand. "We pulled footage. He paid, clean transaction." And cashier confirms. Another officer adds. The commissioner turns his head slightly. "Loud enough," he says. The sergeant straightens and reads the statement clearly, formally, publicly. Employee on duty states the minor presented item, paid in full. Receipt was printed, no concealment, no attempt to exit unpaid. When he finishes, the commissioner looks back at the arresting officer and delivers the blade. So the arrest was unlawful. The cop's face collapses. Sir, I can..." "No," the commissioner cuts in. "You cannot explain a bias-driven arrest after the fact, and you will not rationalize it in my building." He turns to the captains behind him. "Effective immediately. Strip him of badge and weapon. Internal Affairs will take custody." The officer steps back, stunned. "Sir, please, this isn't..." 2 captains move in, expressionless. They relieve him of firearm, badge, radio, belt. Phones come out from inside the department. Not civilians, officers. The humiliation is now permanent. The commissioner doesn't watch. He is already turning back to his son. "Come," he says quietly. The teen stands, steady now, because the center of gravity in the room has shifted entirely. As they begin to walk toward the exit, the commissioner stops, not turning, and says to the entire bullpen to hear. If this had been any other child, with no father in this rank, he'd be in a cell right now. That should disturb every person wearing this uniform. No one breathes. Then he delivers a line that becomes the aftershock. "Fix this department before someone with less power than me buries it publicly." He leaves. The next morning, the event is leaked, not by civilians, but by officers who filmed the stripping of the badge. Clips circulate. Commissioner walks in, son in cuffs. Officer disarmed in front of entire precinct. Unlawful arrest caught on camera, inside HQ. The story explodes. Reporters camp in front of the precinct. Podcasts analyze the footage. Civil rights attorneys call it textbook. And under pressure, the department issues a rare public statement. "We acknowledge an unlawful detainment of a minor. Corrective action has been executed. Internal review expanded." But that is not the end. The fired officer attempts to appeal. But IA presents witness statements, video, body cam audio, cashier testimony, store receipts, and crowd recordings. Case closed. He loses badge, pension track, and certification. His name enters a national decertification registry, meaning he cannot serve in uniform anywhere else. That is when the reality hits him. He didn't just lose a job. He lost a lifetime career in one impulsive, bias-driven choice. 2 weeks later, the commissioner summons the command staff. He does not speak about his son. He speaks about policy. From now forward, he says, no juvenile theft arrest proceeds without cashier verification and camera review unless there's immediate threat. A captain objects cautiously. That will slow response time. The commissioner cuts him with a sentence that freezes the room. Slowing down is the point. Speed is how injustice happens. He then signs a directive, making the rule department-wide policy. The scandal doesn't kill the department. It reforms it. The crime that day was never shoplifting. It was conviction without evidence. Weeks later, the former officer, now jobless, tries to speak to local reporters to tell his side. He claims overreaction, career ruined, misunderstanding. The interviewer asks a single question. Did he steal? The officer hesitates. No. So you put a compliant, paying minor in cuffs anyway? Silence. Then the interviewer delivers the blade on live camera. Then you weren't enforcing law. You were enforcing assumption. Clip cuts. It circulates again. The internet does not forgive. The name of the former officer becomes a case study in academy, lectures on implicit bias and irreversible consequence. Some people are not destroyed by injustice, but systems are rebuilt because someone powerful was finally forced to watch it happen to their own blood. Some mistakes cost minutes. Some cost futures.